Die. Doing shite again because reasons. Good God, it is fucking warm in the UK today. Kind of not really doxing myself. The UK is still a rather large place, despite being a rather small place. Let me just update some things on here, and then we can probably jump directly into it. Part of the RYNOT quest, because there ain't no rhino in this fucking game. It no fucking rhino. So I got hit by the today. I've been kind of hit by the 1-2 punch of firstly, fucking wham. Secondly, fucking wham. No. Secondly, hay fever hit me like a goddamn truck. Had to fucking get myself some antihistamines. I've got bottles all over the place, and to fix that, I've gone into full weird editor mode. I don't do shit other than just kind of gremlin at my. That makes sense actually. No, gremlin at my desk. But hopefully this should have all set it out. So we're gonna go quickly move over to Ratchet Gladiator, which maybe not get the audio if it'll actually play ball today. Wrong one. That's the one I want. This looks really... I will say there's one thing I don't like about this game. It's the art style. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to reposition my chair because it can be kind of work. You can kind of make it work properly, but it's a bit weird. Anyway. Let us begin. Yeah. It is... One thing I will say about this game, like, aesthetically, I don't really agree with it, I don't vibe with it, is it's kind of... how you say... how do you say? No, I'm saying how you say, because I'm going we do a weird little French bit there for no reason. It's kind of... How do you put it? A bit... weirdly, like, oh, we have to make it's the Jack 2 effect, basically, in my mind. The Jack 2 effect, in which the game is they decided to try and make it more cool and edgy to, appeal to people. So that's not the appeal of the franchise. That's never been the appeal of the franchise. I'm gonna play this on Gladiator. It's normal, basically normal difficulty. Also, I apologise if you can hear the fan in the background. Somewhere in the shadow sector.
A dramatic conclusion to one of the most exciting episodes of Dread Zone I have ever seen. Captain Starshield, the #1 ranked gladiator, has been terminated by Ace Hardlight. Ace has now eliminated a record 13 contestants in the regular season.
Now let's go about Sausage Phoenix. There we are. This is a direct sequel to 3.
Mayor of Metropolis. The new mayor of Metropolis.
Oh, you mean, right. Just a sec. Greetings, Mayor. No. Well, long time no see. So Metropolis still in one piece, huh?
Greetings, Captain. I see you're taking good care of my old ship.
Well, she need a lot of
I don't know if this has subtitles, and it upsets me that it doesn't.
Of course.
I'm keeping quiet mainly because it.
Anyway, I'm afraid I bring bad news. As you know, Captain Starshield disappeared over a month ago. I've just been informed that he's been killed.
Oh my gosh. No.
Oh, what happened?
Apparently, he was involved with some kind of illegal combat sport, something called Dread Zone. We believe it was being run by this man, Gleeman Vox.
The most evil-looking man you've ever seen in your goddamn life. Like, holy crap.
It's a lawless region of space on the fringe of the galaxy. Many other heroes have disappeared recently, and we fear that they might have met with the same fate. Ratchet, I just wanted to warn you before...
Unidentified craft approaching.
You the Lombax known as Ratchet.
I don't suppose you guys are here to fix the starboard engine, huh?
Let me just... I'm going to quickly do a little bit of tweaking. Hang on. Okay, yeah. That actually works. I just rotate you a bit. Do a little bit of a rotato. Now I can just... There's a point with this chair where it leans forwards. Only because of reasons. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, that should have most... No, it didn't. It mostly kind of maybe fixed it. Yep. It's because the... what's his name? And just as I do that... Ah, dear God. Just as I do that, the compression thing decides... No, I'm going to work now. Bollocks to that. Bollocks to that, I say. This might also be part of the reason why my postures is so fucking fucked. Because my chair don't work proper like. Anyway, Ratchet Clanky. 6 hours ago at Dread Zone headquarters.
Yeah. We've captured Subject 209, Mr. Vox.
Excellent. Bring him in.
Yes, sir. We caught 2 strays in the process. Should we terminate them?
Give him collars and see if you can get some work out of them first.
He's just hilariously evil.
Hello? Hello in there? Can you hear me? You've been unconscious for hours. You're probably a little disoriented. How many fingers am I holding up? Whoops. Looks like we've got a feedback loop in the visual matrix processor. Hold still a second. How's that? Okay, now to activate your speech function.
Me out of this thing, you blarg-headed frack monkey! I can barely breathe and my tail feels like it's shoved right up my...
There seems to be a problem with the speech circuitry. I'll take a look at it later. Now hold still. Let's just see if I wired that teleportation circuitry right.
Oh yeah, I'm fiddling with a controller right now just as I...
Wearing is standard issue for new contestants.
Contestants?
We will explain later. If you do not complete the qualification course in the allotted time, we will all be terminated. We must calibrate your battlesuit's targeting matrix. First, look over at the holo target on your left.
Also, I will say this is probably the least organic...
We
Oh,
must
it's the wood.
calibrate your battlesuit's targeting matrix.
It's... I know...
First, look over at the holo target on your left.
Oh, good God, I'm trying. Give me a second. Options. Game settings. Excellent. Quickly set subtitles on. Solves the problem.
Turn to face the holo target on the right, then fire. Good. Now shoot the holo target above you.
All right,
Also,
Ratchet,
this feels a bit
your
rough.
movement circuit
I've
should
actually
be
thought about
on
this.
the
It
order now.
feels
Try to get
weird.
to the top of that ledge.
The D-pad can no longer be used for
I am transmitting
things.
a digital mini-map representation of the area. Can you see it? The mini-map will show you the positions of nearby enemies. I am reading 3 more holo targets in your vicinity.
This game is actually somewhat
Good, Ratchet.
darker than
There should be a teleporter nearby that will
than
take you to the next stage of the qualification
than the
course.
previous titles for obvious reasons, but aesthetically it goes a bit too Jack. Like I say, Jack 2 for me.
Greetings, hero, and welcome to Dread Zone.
Rest assured, you are now far beyond the reach of hope. There will be no rescues, no pardons, no possibility of escape. You are now a contestant on the greatest television program that Galaxy has ever known. A celebrity gladiator, battling for the pleasure of 1 billion screaming fans across the Shadow Sector and beyond. Chances are you'll be dead by tomorrow. But those of you who play the game with skill and strategy will earn a chance to win your freedom. So, good luck, hero. We'll be watching you.
I do need to I need to clean my desk a bit because one of the things that when you look at it under a strong enough light, it just gets very dusty, which is unfortunately me.
Figured out a way to get information to you without Vox knowing. Pay attention to secret messages at the bottom of your screen. At the top of your screen is the experience bar. As you destroy enemies, you gain experience. When the bar is full, you will gain a level, and your nanotech will increase.
The lock-on is also a lot more aggressive in this, which is good, to be honest.
Hold R2 or triangle and use the left analog stick to select any weapon. Tap R2 to switch between recently used weapons.
It mechanically handles better. And I believe this is also the first Ratchet and Clank that actually has proper, like, difficulty levels.
Collar securely fastened around your neck. This collar cannot be broken or removed. Should you stray into any restricted area, the collar will administer an extremely painful shock. Observe.
I hate this job.
Should a contestant become uncooperative or worse, boring, his or her collar can be detonated at any time with the push of a button.
Hang on.
Well, there you have it. Nothing to lose your head over. Right?
Congratulations, Ratchet.
Hang on. I'm fiddling with the chair because the chair's getting annoying. Which is entirely on me, being stupid, and I bought a really shit tier chair. I bought a gaming chair. You know, those wonderful devices that are totally not shit. I need to get an actual office chair for my big fat ass. Okay, well that's sort of maybe done it a bit. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Really? Who cares?
You made it through the qualification course. Check your map. There should be a teleporter nearby. Use the teleporter to meet me back at our Dread Zone containment area.
Hey. Apologies for all the clicking and clacking about. It's me being me. Oh, my neck's really stiff for some reason. Well, not for some reason. I kind of know why it's stiff.
Wow, this place is crazy. I've always wondered what it'd be like to be a professional gladiator. I mean, these guys have the life, the fame, the money, the babes.
Try not to forget that we are being held prisoner by a criminal organization. This is no time for fantasizing.
It's a little time for fantasizing.
Welcome, hero, to your...
The Obliterator and the Omega mods.
new living quarters. Your luxury containment suite is equipped with everything you will need as a contestant on Dread Zone. Please make yourself comfortable. You'll most likely be spending the rest of your life.
Oh, fucking hell, Al.
Hey, Ratchet. I have something to show you. Meet your new battle bots.
Call me Merc. This here's Green. Hi, sir.
I got them off a former contestant who, won't be needing them anymore.
Don't worry, boss. You won't end up like that last guy. I hope not. I still have nightmares about it. Oh, suck it up, Green.
Once
Beautiful.
you win a few battles, we can afford to upgrade them. Just come and see me whenever you want to juice them up.
I have to walk over there. The movement is also feels weirdly slow.
You ever been in country? You know, seen combat?
Me? Yeah, before I came here, I saw a little action.
Hmm.
Hey, nice digs.
Digs?
I mean, what's all the hardware for?
Ah, they call this the mission control room. Each contestant is assigned a mission engineer to monitor their progress.
Right. So, what's-his-face figured he'd save a few bolts and make you do it.
Ahem.
All right, fresh meat. Enough chit-chat. You're next up in the battle dome after Mobius Man. And from the way he's fighting, it won't be much longer. Now move it.
Absolutely.
Ratchet, I will assist you any way I can.
Thanks, Clank. These guys obviously don't know who they're messing with.
Yeah, it's also slightly higher, like, res compared to what it was previously, the previous title, the previous game. I do not like the fact that the D-pad is unusable. And the D-pad is used for everything else.
Report to the battle dome transport shuttle.
The Z-pad is used for the bots, which is okay, I guess. It's basically combining the Clank sections and the Ratchet section.
We thank you for choosing
The Clank sections, like mechanically at least.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy our in-flight entertainment, courtesy of the Pox Network.
Something you should know. I'm not a real Tyrannoid.
Will you lose your lunch if you have to watch one more reality dating show? Is your blogs gone wild, videos scratched from overuse? Then it's time to turn that dial to something a little more dangerous. Time for some real action. It's time.
Genuine.
That's right. It's time for Dread Zone, the galaxy's #1 uncensored, unethical, and completely underground combat sport.
This is
Straight at you, live from the.
also from level character design as well. He just looks slimy. He's got gold all over him. He's got the moustache.
Watch as Ratchet and Clank take on Ace Hardlight and the Exterminators. They save the galaxy 3 times over, but how long can they survive in the zone? Catch it live, right here on Pox.
I think this is a very subtle nod at something.
And that is it for Mobius Man, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Eviscerator's 4th victim already this season. Next up, we have, let's see here, Ratchet? Yeah, I never heard of him. Well, he's probably just intermission material, folks, but don't worry. We have Grey Thunder and Hydro Girl coming up later, so stay tuned to Dread Zone. Well, here he is. He's a little guy, isn't he? Well, don't bother getting up for drinks, folks. This guy won't last 2 rounds.
We'll see.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Dread Zone fans,
Let me just check audio. I just realised something that might be a little bit weird. PS2 audio is a bit because you don't want the PS2 audio to be too high because there's a weird buzzing, and unfortunately,
this is it. Let's introduce our first contestant. He's a Lombax. He spent time in prison. He hates candy and children. Let's hear it for Ratchet and Team Darkstar.
Uh-oh. I guess I didn't calibrate that bot correctly. Go ahead and press the down directional button to initiate the auto repair sequence. You can do this anytime a bot becomes too damaged to continue.
okay, cool.
You can press the down directional button at any time to make your bots regroup to your position.
Okay, so got some bull skill. Okay. It's a very kind of like bumper jumper. Oh, hang on. Bolted crank. There is a lot of auto aim you have to fight against, which is not particularly great.
Sometimes use bolt cranks to activate devices or lower force fields. But be careful, Ratchet. The bolt cranks may trigger incoming waves of enemies.
You know, normal shit. Really?
Ratchet, my scanners show an extremely deadly 70mm stalker turret ahead of you. You need to get behind cover immediately. The shields on that turret are impenetrable. You will have to use an EMP to take them down. Command your bot to toss out an EMP by pressing the left directional button.
Oh, that would.
Excellent work, Ratchet. Now that you have survived the qualification course, you will be allowed to join us back at our containment area.
Freya, what other skill point? Oh my god! I imagine skill points based on the actual level rather than the mission. It's a weird way to explain it, but.
Oh, well, far be it from me to keep the superstar exterminator from his busy social schedule. I just have one question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Would you like to buy an Ace Hardlight video game? How about an Ace Hardlight lunchbox? Action figures, movie rights, collectible trading cards? Ace Hardlight is the perfectly manufactured celebrity, straight from the presses of the entire Vox Media empire. So tell me, why is it that I can't give this stuff away?
Well,
Don't answer that. Let me take a wild guess. It's because my fans can't stand Ace Hardlight! He's a pompous with the charisma of blood.
Jesus. Fuck.
So, what are you saying, exactly?
Zip it, Wonder Boy! The little Billies and Susies of the world are spending 1 trillion bolts a day on worthless swag, and I'm completely cut out of the market! Either you start selling this junk, or I'll find someone who will! Now get out of my sight!
The reason I think I like him so much is he's kind of a return to the Drek situation, where it's like, yeah, he's just fucking after money. That's what he wants. That's what he's here for.
This is the interplanetary transport. It will take you to Dread Zone battle courses on other planets. It travels on a planned course. Any tampering with the nav computer causes the ship to explode. This is the weapon screen. Here, you can select any weapon you own and modify it. To modify a weapon, select the weapon you want and press X. You will see at the top of the screen the weapons which are available, with the statistics of...
Okay, that makes sense. But... okay, let me actually go... there we are. Catacomb 4. Because you go to the planets, then you get separate missions on the planets, and it's all well and good like that, really. Ratchet Gladiator or Deadlocked, whichever one it is based on where you are from, is a peculiar beast. I don't know if it did particularly well, but the series was good enough to keep getting games up until even now, to be honest.
Off a brand new season of Dread Zone.
That's right, Dallas. And we're lucky enough to have a bird's eye view of the action.
Even from up here, this season's Dread Zone battle courses look bigger and deadlier than ever.
It's a wonder contestants keep volunteering, isn't it?
That's a good one. Oh, yeah. The the Pox construction team really outdid themselves in turning this once sacred robotic burial ground into a deadly Dread Zone battle course.
And look, here comes today's first contestant.
Oh my! They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel to find these guys, aren't they? I hope you folks at home aren't too squeamish, because the next one looks like a bleeder.
Ratchet's first objective is a gimme, Juanita. All he has to do is make his way to the other side of this mountain pass.
Okay.
The shields on that turret are impenetrable.
Yeah.
You will have to
Yes.
use an EMP to take
Thank
them
you.
down.
Thank you,
Command your bot
Clank.
to toss out an EMP
I
device
know
in
how
the
this
directional
works, Clank.
Defeating enemies automatically upgrades your Dread Zone weaponry and improves your maximum nanotech level.
I will say the controls are a bit
Have you ever seen
clunky.
Diablo in the pale moonlight? I have, and it's fantastic.
It is a wee bit clunky, I will have to tell you that much.
This'll be fun.
They're not particularly long challenges, we'll give them that at the moment. Locate the Landstalker.
Star continues toward the Catacomb Burial Dome. They'll need to cross what I like to call the chasm of endless falling and eventual dying. In the unlikely event that they survive, they'll take control of the big, bad, and burly walking armored tank called the Landstalker. Good luck, kids.
I don't even know what
You will have to capture all the
acid actually does.
the bridge.
Here's a chilling thought. Team Darkstar is walking on top of a giant robot burial ground.
Hey, Ratchet, I've upgraded your bots to turn both cranks. Get close to a crank and press the right directional button.
You know, I gotta get me one of those battle suits, Juanita.
Okay, so try not to have my crazy button mashing nonsense. Okay, so you can't actually get onto that one without going all the way through. The Vipers don't feel like they do any damage, which is not particularly good, if I'm to be brutally honest. I need to set up properly. Then you have to go through the tunnel. I forgot. And the we spawn again. I don't. I remember this being one that I didn't. Like mechanically, I don't particularly much care for. But story-wise, I can get behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ratchet is an animal. What's that? He is an animal? Yeah, I knew that.
There we go. Now, well, I don't even know what I'm doing for skill points as well.
According to Dread Red Zone show requirements. Enemies appear red on the radar. Allies appear green. Challenge objectives appear blue.
It's still based on destroying the enemy rather than just dealing damage. That was kind of lucky. I just have to go over to the Landstalker and then we're all good. I do feel very slow though. Also, having to walk back to get bolts is still annoying. I know, I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, I think the later games don't even have the classic, oh, just here's a thing to pick up. It is an upgrade that'll let you collect the weapons faster. So, get the bolts further away. I think you just, by default, oh, there we are.
Has designed his weapons to gain experience as you use them, which allows them to be upgraded.
Yeah, that's how the rest of the thing works.
But can be modified.
Remember, don't try any of this at home. Go to a friend's house.
This is a bit of a slow one. I think the issue with this game, what I'm having so far, and it's a thing I have with a lot of kind of games of this ilk, is that it's so far it's just throwing me into the action. It's not giving me really much of a story. But I know what the story is. I definitely know what the story is. It's just, it's not giving me much of a reason. Not to care. Cares. It makes it sound bad.
This is what they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita. I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have kids.
Ratchet, I am detecting a swing shot orb ahead. Jump towards it and
Okay.
hold down
Oh.
the fire button.
Right,
The swing shot will deploy automatically and carry you across the gap.
There we go, I can shoot those down. Cha-ching! Excellent. I think that's how we get all of those in the stage. There we are.
You know, folks, Ratchet has found the Landstalker.
Ah, yes, the Landstalker. A weapon that, a vehicle that isn't terrible. It's not terrible, but it's weird, a bit weird.
Destruction comes fully loaded with power steering, AC, jumbo-sized drink holders, and enough plasma mortars to take out a small star system. Team Darkstar's not out for a Sunday drive today, folks. They'll be blazing a trail right into the center of the Catacrom Burial Dome.
Ratchet, you will have to use the Landstalker's mortars to destroy those quasar orbs. That should clear the way.
That'll do us.
Oh, this is more fun than a busload of cheerleaders.
Yeah, this game just goes a bit crazy with the, oh, it's crazy. Definitely goes with the classic, Ratchet and Clank thing, but goes a bit heavy with it. It's not like subs. Like now, it's like cheerleaders.
Or auto. Team Darkstar is breaking this place apart. Ratchet is on a rampage with the land.
Hey, I'm over here.
Oh, I can't imagine the damage Bill Dread Zone is gonna get for this.
I just played the German. I imagine I think the German version is probably the same, or at least mostly similar to the UK version, because I think they're both the PAL versions. That being said, I do know Germany has, or well, for the longest time, I don't know how it is nowadays, but the German releases were a bit. Actually, maybe a bit. The game may be a bit loud. I just realised because all the gunfire. Yeah, it's always the PAL version. So you. That's too fucking quiet. That'll do, maybe. Yeah, the PAL version. So yeah, it's the same version. Ooh, hang on a moment. That's a bit whippy on that one. It's a. I mean, sorry, it's definitely a solid game. Okay, I think it's one thing. It has better mechanics. Well, it's somewhat better mechanics than the previous titles. But it does also have some. There's a fly kicking about beside the.
We are loving this carnage, folks, but it's time for the final showdown in the Catacrom Burial Dome. There's no telling what lurks inside these walls.
Ratchet, you must defeat all your opponents in order to complete this challenge. In other words, stay alive.
I know. Good. It's just like. Sounds okay. I think it's just for me. I always feel like because I've recently discovered that my headphones are so loud that I can hear them in the next room, even if I'm not. Hang on. Speed mod.
Here is some good news. Each time your weapon upgrades, it unlocks a new alpha modification slot for you to use.
Good to know. Is that it's very loud in my ear, and it was I say it's very loud across the room. Oh. Okay, that was a bit mean, game. All right, try this again. It's a fun game. It definitely has. I feel like it has the humor of the Ratchet and Clank franchise. It just, I think it goes a bit too heavy on it. A bit too quickly. Mostly on the adult jokes, because literally just had the guy say it's more fun than a bus full of cheerleaders. Like, okay. It's not even like an hour into the game.
Ratchet was a tough cookie. What kind of cookie would he be? I'm gonna go with Snickerdoodle.
Oh, there we go. I always like because I'm playing this on the slightly increased difficulty, the damage I'm taking. I don't know how if maxing out the weapons is even possible in this version of the game, purely because, or in this game, purely because from what I've seen, you can theoretically, well, you get the full upgrade or the full like special form or the new version of it, the modified version. Then it just keeps leveling up until like probably I'd imagine 99.
Clearly much too dangerous to be set free. He must be destroyed.
So I always find like maxing out weapons eventually just gets a bit tedious because I know there is a way in Ratchet and Clank 2 to essentially do it in the hacker rate. Excellent, I need that. Is to essentially level 100. I guess about that is eventually in Ratchet and Clank 2 there's a way of basically getting maxed out everything.
You have completed your first Dread Zone campaign and won a medal. You have also unlocked a new set of objectives called Dread Challenges. Earning medals and defeating Dread Challenges are the key to survival in Dread Zone.
Oh, it's just hover bike, that'll be good. Is in Ratchet
Ratchet will race to beat the clock. Each checkpoint he passes will earn him a few extra seconds. Team Darkstar, get ready to race.
Um, the thing that annoys me about this one more than anything is that the hoverbike races were good. This doesn't feel anywhere near as good to play, unfortunately. Ooh.
What I want to know is how Ratchet uses the bathroom in that suit.
Good. Ooh, this is weird to... This feels weird to handle. I not like quote unquote bad quote. Okay, that's fine. That was a bit awkward, but we managed to get it. I think I could go back for that. I definitely could go back for Ratchet Max. Because I think the only thing stopping me from maxing out Ratchet and Clank 3 is the fact that you have to get the mega weapons, and that takes mega weapons and max out the Rhino. And I probably have to be in a very specific mindset for it. Hang on, piecemeal. In a challenge on the prowl, manually turn at least 2 bulk. Oh, okay. Kill 5 enemies using two different mods. Okay. They don't feel like they're worth using, to be honest. That's weird. But yeah, that's it for because it is entirely
It's time to hop into the Landstalker. Take out as many enemies as you can.
I'm just gonna take out as many as I can.
Accumulate attack power each time they take a hit or deal damage. When the power meter reaches full, you can order them to deliver a devastating special attack.
Huh, okay.
Interesting fact, folks. Dread Zone started out with 2 guys fighting over a breakfast burrito, and the rest is history.
Okay, not. Their bomb move is really slow to build up, I'm noticing. And also, it's the annoying thing of like, you want to be upgrading your weapons, but there are so many vehicle sections that you really can't for a good chunk of this. Oh, I ran out of time. That was on me being very bad at the game.
One of your combat bots is incapacitated. Use the revive command to bring him back.
Oh, that's weird. Their health carries over. Okay, excellent.
Please report to security. You're parked in my space.
Yeah. I will say I do enjoy the commentary. Like, there's a art to good video game like commentators. That was a lot easier. Going that way rather than going through the caves was definitely the smarter option. Robot corpses, so watch out. Robot corpses then. Excellent.
This is a Dread Dread Zone favorites. Our contestant will have to destroy 3 ancient statues all in a matter of minutes. You gotta love it.
Ratchet, command your bots to place their explosives on each tower.
I am. And it just does. I'll get cutscenes me like that's a little annoying, I must admit.
Folks, I hope everybody's pee-peed because we're not breaking for commercial anytime soon.
Not being able to hover boost, it'll boot. Yeah. Man. Oh. After. Okay, that was a rather lucky. That was a rather lucky nanotech, because otherwise I think I might have died. Oh, it's actually in the cave and it's not actually showing me. That's relatively annoying. So it's not showing on the map. It wasn't showing on the map because I wasn't in the cave, which is a little bit not great. I would hold it against it though. Okie dokie. I'm going to try and see if I can grind out a challenge with this one. It's probably not even remotely worth it, but... There we are, that's the one I wanted. Yep, there we are. Hang on. Another one is interesting. It's... I would say it's not... I don't think it's as good as the levels for the original games, or really the games that come after, but for what it's going for, what it's trying to do, it's fine, it's decent.
Once they are unlocked. Your status on Dread Zone now allows you to access planet Serathos.
Okay, so that's... Actually, let me just check as a little bit of a science experiment. I say science experiment, no, that's not how that works. As yeah. Time to beat.
Attack you with a spider tank, power level 5. I defend with level 6 lawn ninja. Sucker, you fell right into my trap. You're exterminated.
7 hours, actually quite a bit cheaper than the previous game.
That's right, kids. Exterminator trading cards are here. There's Reactor, Shell Shock, the Eviscerator, and your favorite exterminator, Ace Hardlight. Collect them all and exterminate your friends today.
The humor's great. The humor is definitely a staple of the franchise. And it's not trying to do the humor. I mean, it does go a bit into into heavier topics with the more recent games. But if they ever stop trying to do the humor in what they are, it would be very. I would be very disappointed.
Welcome back.
An
Weapon.
alpha mod can only be equipped onto a single need to add and remove the mods in order to put them onto different weapons. Select a weapon, scroll down to the Alpha upgrade, and press X to enter the Alpha modification menu. Multiple Alpha mods of the same type can be equipped on the same weapon. A pool of available upgrades for each weapon will appear above the bottom row of upgrades.
Okay. Oh, I get. Okay, I think I get it. Maybe.
You can unequip an Alpha mod at any time and place it back into the Alpha mod pool.
Oh, I don't have them. That's the thing. Oh no, they're already attached. That's what I'm getting.
There is a combat arena up ahead. That is your first objective. Be careful. The outside is heavily.
I wouldn't say that purely from the standpoint that they are two different beasts. In the, I like Jack X is great. I actually quite enjoy Jack X.
Have you ever wondered what's in
Because
the special sauce?
it is still a very solid game, even if it is a massive departure from what the player base is used to. Yeah, I know. It's like, I know it works. It took a while for my brain to kind of rationalize the whole system. Come on, let me shoot you. Thank you.
Order a bot to hack into one of those orb locks. Well, they got the door open. Now, let's find out what's waiting for them on the other side.
Yeah. I was like, the alpha mods are automatically applied. You can just respec how you build your bot or you build your weapon.
Oh, goody, the swamp is up next. Oh, I love this part.
Oh yeah. It's because my brain didn't get it, but now it does, and we can probably maybe work on this.
Look at that putrid, festering slime hole. Oh, wow, I can smell it from up here. Yee. Ratchet's not gonna make it out of here on foot. He'll have to commandeer the Puma on the far side of the swamp.
The Puma on the far side.
One false move, and those alien suckers will be eating your head for lunch.
My mother used to serve Lomax brains for breakfast with eggs and salsa. Muy bueno.
Yikes! Remind me never to eat at your house.
Oh, I died. That was a mistake. That was me being very dumb and being overly aggressive. Unfortunately. Under mine launcher. Under mine. Hollow shield. I know I can do something with that later. Because there's only 8 weapons in this game, if I remember correctly. Oh, piss. I'm not paying attention properly. I know that much for a fact. Okay. I need to be smart about this. That got what I needed. Excellent. Oh, this is rough. Oh, I feel like I have, like, they do way too much damage for how much health I have. Come on. There we are. Oh. Oh. What did? Oh my god! Did? This is going to be annoying. But it's starting to feel like it might get annoying. Because this is... I get too tapped, and I don't... And I understand I'm playing this on a higher than the norm difficulty. That'll do. I will when I can afford them. Unfortunately, I just can't at the moment. Speed mod, because you can just make this thing fire like an absolute mini gun. Even now, it's already much faster. No. There we are. Okay, it's not. Now I've got past that, it should be a bit more plain sailing. I can always change the difficulty, but I am a stubborn bitch, and I will never do that. Oh. Eventually I'll get to a point where that's no longer an issue.
I cannot bear to look.
That was peculiar. That should be fine. And I believe getting onto this is the area. There we go. Oh, so what PS3 game you got? Been playing.
In order to advance to the Leviathan lair, Team Darkstar must capture 3 control nodes.
I am... Turn left. Accelerate. Left. Accelerate left? Oh. I read that like an idiot. I completely read that incorrectly. I'm actually kind of stupid. Oh, this. Oh, that's that. Okay.
You can drive over a vehicle pad and...
Right. Okay. That was a bit rough. The Malaysian, I have seen that.
I think I should have taken that job on Annihilation Nation. They've got a great dental plan.
I'll have to give it a. I do want to try giving that a shot again because it seems more my speed of stealth games where it's not overly punishing, but you still have to be somewhat decent.
I've seen alien monkey poo created in this place.
The camera can like. I will make this say this without any hint of irony. The controls of this are a bit weird. Like, the left stick is accelerate, the right stick is turn. But it doesn't. That does not. It doesn't feel correct. It feels awkward. I have to imagine so, because Juanita. That's the thing that me and my roommate seem to have this weird running gag of just saying Juanita. Just mostly unrelated to anything, but it's just the thing. Hang on. Oh, I hate this thing so much. Yeah, I'd have to imagine so. Because what does work on works on PC. Okay, so what the hell? What works on the PC does not work on on consoles. It's like the what's his name? Is like the. I remember there's quite a few like RTSs that ended up on the PC or on consoles, and they don't play particularly well because they are designed for the quick mouse movement around the map when all you're gonna get is very slow sliding.
With anticipation.
Sure you're not just breathless because you get to sit up here next to me?
No, but that does explain why I'm feeling nauseous.
But the only one of the good example I have of like good like commentary work for like video games is sorry, is what's his name? Why am I struggling with the name? It's one of my favorite games, Mad World, because I don't know the level design is correct. The actual gameplay itself has been modified to function better on console. Like too many PC games just get ported to console that do not really work. But yeah, There we just keep rotating. The Ravager bomb is a good shout. Time to go. Oh, it's actually easy. But level design is always important, and too many people get it wrong. Right. It's like for what's this, how would I best put it with what's his name? How to best put it with, say, a racing game. The tracks have to flow correctly. With something like a movement shooter, the arenas have to be able to be designed in a way that you can move around it correctly. With, well, shooters in general, there's this whole thing about line of sight, and like, I used to be, well, not heavily so, but I used to be part of the Halo, like, custom map community, and you could tell the difference between a first time, like, designer, or someone who basically like, well, it feels rude to say baby's first map, but the difference between someone who'd been doing this for a while and someone who hadn't, because like, someone who had is like, I've made this somewhat realistic house or base or whatever. Look how cool this is, and then it's like, it doesn't play well because it's not taken into consideration video game or shooter game design, because how best to put it, it doesn't have line of sight blockers, it doesn't have verticality. All it has is, it looks somewhat like the thing it's supposed to look like. And then you've also got the things like people who would who were very much function over form, and yes, it played well, but it looked like utter garbage. And then you got like I can't remember who the group was called. I think it was Team Forge or Halo Forge Community or something like that. I think that was actually their channel name. I would have to look it up. It's very atmospheric. It's that they made Mustachio Furioso is a good bit. I've got sidetracked, but Mustachio Furioso, good bit, really fucking good bit. And you could tell people who like the team. I can't remember what the actual group name was. I have to look it up again at some point. But they made a lot of maps. They did a lot of like showcases, and the ones they made is like they did entire, like, what's his names? Entire tutorials on actual level design. And I feel like any game developer, literally a game developer, should look at those videos and go, right, this is what we do, kind of thing. This is how you do it, because they had the aesthetics. They had aesthetics, and they also had mechanics. They built maps that were capable of being played with basically every game mode outside of, say, BTB or BTB race or races, or what's the other one? What's the other? BTB races or Invasion? That's the one. And like, they did a lot of those, because it was pretty the most popular game mode out there. They did a lot of like showcases and maps for Infection, and a good Infection map is really hard to do, because you need it's a good balance of, like, you have to balance out that the zombies or the infected do not have they do not have range. They can dash at you, absolutely, but they do not have the range. So by technicality's sake, the human players have a advantage in a way, but at the same time, they don't, because if they clear the gap, or they have limited ammo, and if one of the infected manages to clear the gap between them, it's more or less over, and they have finite ammunition. So level design became a case of, like, how can I make it so that the player has the survivors, quote unquote, have somewhere to hole up to make them keep a hole up so they are at least somewhat safe from being shot at, or having someone throw their entire corpse at them through a window. But at the same time,
It's amazing what they can do with hair plugs these days.
absolutely, done in such a way that it's being very verbose way of designing a map that is simultaneously like fair on every side of an asymmetrical game mode. It is, quite frankly, a masterclass of like level design. When it's why I'm a little upset that the Halo Forge community has unfortunately kind of dwindled to basically non-existent, because modern Halo doesn't really have. I don't even think the Halo. It's not Guardians. Guardians not the one. It's the other one. Halo. Was it Infinite? I don't think Halo Infinite actually even has Forge. I don't even hear anyone talk about Halo Infinite anymore. Like, if we talk about like kind of like falls from grace, and a lot of the time it's a instant kind of oh no, this game is awful now, or this franchise has now become hot garbage. But then
Your rankings, Ratchet. You have earned enough dread points to advance to planet Cron.
do I have so it's only two, okay. And yeah, it's something, one game that's so catastrophically bad it kind of kills the franchise dead, or it's like, oh, it never recovered from this. Halo has been this slow circling of the drain, and it upsets me because Halo was the flagship franchise. But anyway,
Extermination of the Day award goes to Shellshock for his 360 tomahawk finishing move on Plutonium Jones.
It was a beauty, Dallas, and it marks Shellshock's third extermination of the season.
At fourth, actually. The Omega Twins count as two.
Good point. And we're now live with Shellshock for comments. Shellshock?
Those Omega Twins went down like wee little girly men.
Yes, quite ironic, especially since they were actually teenage girls.
Yeah, ironic. Hey, Juanita, are you wearing Ace Hardlight underwear?
And now for a heartwarming story.
Jesus Christ.
News. Courtney Gears has made a remarkable recovery after a near-death experience last year when she was attacked by two psychotic fans.
Ah, poor girl. You know, you just hate to see that kind of senseless violence.
It's appalling, Dallas. I'd just like to take those two creeps and...
I'm sure we all would, Juanita. And you may just get your wish, because those very evildoers are
and
about
then
to come face to face with the mighty Shellshock. Catch it all live on Dread Zone.
I think about it on Halo as well. On the whole thing of Halo, is that they're showing off, you know, Halo Combat Evolved, like in being remade in Unreal Engine 5, and it looks too chromy. It looks too shiny and new what made Halo kind of work is the thing that it looked like it's like, oh god, this shit has all been abandoned. What the hell happened here? And yes, that may be because it's a graphical limitation of the console. Let's be freaking real here.
Will they survive long enough to enter the foreboding Dark Cathedral? If so, Shell Shock will be there to finish them off for good. Place your bets, everybody, because we're going straight to the action.
Excellent. It's a thing that a lot of like remakes miss or fail to understand is graphical fidelity needs to kind of be. Hang on. Can this even have anything? That's weird.
But I have found a weakness. 2 giant spotlights lie dormant nearby. If you activate them, their beams will trigger a solar sensor on the temple and unlock the door.
Ah, that's doable.
According to my nav grid, the spotlights are in separate sections of the city. Good luck, Ratchet.
Oh, total time. It's just a little. I always have this thing of like. Oh, so, as you can probably guess, I like retro games. I like looking at the past of a game. I like looking at like what they did back in the day, because out with the obvious outlier, the AAA space in modern times is a bit bland in its design philosophy. It just does what it's always done, or it does what works, what's quote unquote safe. Whereas in the old days, I make it sound like it's the ancient times. Oh, excellent. Like just the ancient times before. But back in my day, kind of bullshit that I like to that a lot of people seem to have like, oh, games are shit now. They're not bad now. It's just gaming itself isn't bad now. Modern AAA is just a bit shit, and people are stuck playing them because they are the ones that everyone gets advertised about. Excellent. Actually, that's good. I was trying to. I'm sorry. Let me just dial back and try and recover what I was saying, really. But looking at like old design philosophies, like how did they handle this situation or this problem that they came across? What was the solution for the limited hardware? Because it's a grand annoyance of mine, especially with modern AAA, is rather than being how can we get the most bang for our buck, it's what can we basically essentially. I'm struggling with the words again. Rather than what can we do with the limitations, is how far can we just push everything? That's just graphic. Like, it's not the same. No, it's very corporate. And to be fair, it was corporate back in the day too. We're not going to pretend that it wasn't. And to pretend that it wasn't, but it was a lot more like. It wasn't essentially the. Do not try and really get on my soapbox a bit. It's very like modern C-suite with the gaming. What's his name? Video game industry is the retirement fund, but that's kind of not neither here nor there. But that's kind of not the point to talk about. Is modern the push for modern graphics or graphical fidelity to the extent it's gotten to, is gotten to a point where it's kind of outstripping what makes it stable. And I'm never ever gonna blame the devs for this, because the devs don't get a choice in the matter. Absolutely, there's no choice for them. They have to do what they're told, essentially. And then when they don't, and they always get kind of shot, they always get thrown under the grinder before everyone else. But they get thrown under the grinder before everyone else just because, well, it's easy. And it's obvious. How about enough? So, but yeah, another good example of it is like visuals becoming actually just insane. Is Silent Hill 2 remake. The fog in Silent Hill 2 original was to hide the limitations of the system, to make it so that popping wasn't obvious. In Silent Hill 2 remake, for not some bizarre reason, makes it sound like it's completely unheard of, and we have no idea why they did it. But the fog in Silent Hill 2 remake legitimately makes the game run worse, because it's generating it's trying to generate the fog rather than just being essentially the draw distance cut short. It's a physical entity in the world that is constantly moving around, and it's moving around, it's floating, it's basically doing it. It's actually actual fog that's constantly being like rendered, and the game doesn't like it, and it runs like ass on every system it's on because it's just not optimized. And it could be optimized. I've seen, like, what's his name? Claire Obscure is also a Claire Obscure, or Expedition 33 is also a Unreal 5 game, and it looks good, has a stable frame rate, all of the fun stuff that you just want in a game. And the reason for that is they was a passion project, and they were given the time. Oh god, would you stop talking about that? Sorry, I wish you would stop doing that. The only thing that I am in a bit in two minds about it in a way with let me just, that'll do this.
I think I saw this on the Galaxy's Most Painful Home Movies. I love it when they miss the jump and smash their crotches on the railing. So wacky.
That's the name is I'm in a bit of a two minds about it, because I watch people who are essentially they speedrun the Silent Hill games, the old ones. They are huge fans of them, and they're just like, they don't like Silent Hill, or even like they don't like Silent Hill 2 remake purely because it goes for too long. it spends a Silent Hill 2 remake takes what is essentially, for most people, I'd say, we think best in the ballpark about 5-6 hours, and then spreads it over 20. And I can understand the complaint with that. It's like because that 20 hours is just the additional 14 hours is just padded, because it has a lot of the modern trappings of the walk and talk. And good God, do I hate the fucking walk and talk? Like conceptually, I hate it's because it's just it. Once you realise that the walk and talk is padding, is just a complete lack of quote unquote content in the sense, you start to realize they're just putting it in there to make the game longer for no actual other reason than that. Just and a long game isn't a bad game, a short game isn't a bad game, but when you start to notice that a lot of games have kind of not just unnecessary fluff to it, and unnecessary fluff is a vacuous term, and I'm very much aware that it's a vacuous term, but yes. Oh. It when you notice something becomes unnecessary fluff, when you notice when the rose tinted glasses fall away, and you start to realize certain design philosophies, which are again not the dev's fault. The dev didn't ask to throw in the unnecessary 10 minutes of walking the game as or just thrown in the random 10 minutes of walking that doesn't actually have actual gameplay. They didn't ask for that. It's just the best way I can put it to try and cut it, make it a little less verbose than I'm actually making it, is that and it's a thing that people commonly say, AAA doesn't innovate, it copies. It doesn't try to make try and make be a front runner. It just tries to do what is profitable. And again, not saying that wanting to make something that's quote unquote profitable is bad. But it's the... There we are, lovely. But it's the kind of the barefacedness of it, I think, really. At a moment, let me just, because I discovered there's I learned there's a cheese for this. Nope. Yep. Conceptually, a remake isn't a bad idea, because it's like sometimes a game is like, oh, it's sometimes a remake is okay. The old game didn't do particularly well, or conceptually it would be, oh, the previous game didn't do particularly well. Let's let's retry, but with better knowledge. But that's not what happens. What happens instead is they take the thing that was successful, make it again, and rake in the money. Try to rake in the money without fully appreciating what about the previous game or the original version made the game popular. Or successful, or what have you. When everything just becomes a little bit... Here's the thing, the Resident Evil 4 remake is great, and most people would agree with you on that one. But the reason it's great is because it took what made what's his name? What made Resident Evil 4 original good, and just it took Resident Evil 4 reason and improved on it. A lot of what makes Resident Evil 4 a bit of a weird one for people outside of the speedrunning community, because they're a bit weird about a lot of things, is Resident Evil 4 it still has the classic Resident Evil run or shoot moment. Like run or shoot, it's literally lambasted by the opening the opening cutscene for what's his name?
Fusion rifles are a good long-range weapon which can be zoomed in to accurately shoot enemies from far away. Try using the fusion rifle to destroy those enemies.
It's Shell Shock, baby! Oh yeah, he's back! You know what they say about these Omega Series warbots. Takes a licking, keeps on kicking butt.
Oh man, deja vu. Didn't we already scrap this guy? Initiate annihilation program.
As you know, Shellshock's brain was destroyed by a cruise missile in the Albani Moon War. His brain was later replaced with an AI chip taken from a coffee machine. As a result, he is totally impervious to pain.
Okay.
I understand he makes a fantastic cappuccino.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Resident Evil 4 remake fixes it all. Like fixes that, like, quote unquote bad design thing. I don't think it's bad design. It was a design of the time, what have you. And also improves on it, but builds on everything, makes it feel a little bit better. The weapon upgrades are a bit more interesting. They've got the little, like, you get those little attaché case attachments, like the puzzle, or the little. They managed to put in side missions that are somehow not really intrusive.
I suggest using a grind rail as an alternate way in.
And let me just there we are, EMP. It has better controls. It feels more like how, and it's not like, it feels like it's going. It's going. Well, it's doing what it actually is going for better than the original. I will say though, I do prefer the original's essentially, like, okay, what the hell? Apparently I took damage there. Hang on a minute, I think I know that voice actor. is that it kind of gets rid of some of the B-movie weirdness that that Resident Evil 4 original had. And I think that's part of it, the main part of its charm is it was this dumb B-movie game that didn't take itself altogether too seriously. Because Resident Evil as a franchise is a bit silly.
Run, Ratchet, run!
I don't know. I've realised I haven't actually added anything to the rifle. Oh, this. The movies are silly. The games are also silly when you think about it. I think the Resident Evil game, like the remakes specifically in this case, seem to have one or two moments in it that are, I wouldn't say redeeming, because redeeming makes it sound like they're bad otherwise. Because redeeming isn't right. But they have one or two little things that elevate it above the original. Or the original experience. In a way. Or in one way or another. But also has a lot of things like it makes it so that it's just not comparable. Or directly comparable to the original. How was to put it? Yeah, it's not directly comparable to the original games, and they are not the same. You kind of don't get that. It's I would say technically two different continuities, in a way.
Team Darkstar has made it inside the Dark Cathedral of Kronos. It's cold, it's dank, it's scary, it's just like my ex-wife. Take a good long last look at Team Darkstar, folks, because shell shock is about to plaster them all over these cathedral walls.
Okay.
Target acquired. Terminating with extreme prejudice.
Why work up a sweat turning cranks when you can order your bots to do it for you?
Oh. Oh, boss. Weirdly, the fusion rifle is kind of insanely powerful. Move the thing. I think I do. Oh, I need to go and watch, because I've watched all of the movies now, and they are really, really silly. They are over the top. They are absurdly over the top. There's a scene in one of the. I don't think it's one of the most. I think it's the most recent one, where Chris and Leon have a 5-minute fight where they essentially spend all of it. Well, basically CQ or CQB fighting a whole bunch of zombies, which is just kind of fucking hilarious. That'll do.
I call this one my dishonorable discharge.
Well, that's him gone. Excellent. I think also kind of why the Resident Evil movies work when other video game movies don't. And I say work in the loosest possible term purely because it's the Resident Evil movies are not to be really taken seriously. Not in any normal capacity.
You don't sell the steak, folks, you sell the sizzle, and Ratchet is hot.
I call this one my dishonorable discharge. Target acquired. Terminated with extreme prejudice.
Okay, he leaves again, and I believe I have to get the grav boots, or the equivalent of the grav boots. To get them, because I haven't really been talking about this game at all. This game is just non-stop, and I'm not sure how I feel about non-stop action. Because, in one hand, cool, more action time for everyone. More funny hee-hoo shooty bang bang game. On the other side, kind of.
Initiate annihilation program.
I would like to rest just a wee bit. Have a little bit of a. You call everything a dishonorable discharge. There we go. That'll do. Lagos. Now that was a really weird cut for a what's his name? For a struggling with words here.
Look at those idiots cheering! 6 million bolts of hardware down the drain, and those ingrates are celebrating like I won the freaking lottery!
Remind me why I put up with these morons. Who else would watch Pox News? Temptation Asteroid? Galaxy's funniest decapitations?
Yeah.
Queer Eye for the Tyrannoid?
I get it. Seems we've underestimated our Lumbach's friend.
You got lucky. Shell Shock was too slow and too stupid to be an exterminator. He should have been retired years ago.
Well, he's retired now. Ratchet, however... he just may be useful. He's even more popular than you were back in your heroic youth. Come to think of it, he even reminds me of you.
I said he got lucky. His luck won't last forever.
Night flight, pilot the hover ship and destroy all the heavy turrets. Yeah, that's doable. You know, I was saying something and now I've completely forgotten what it was. Anyway, I may have ADHD. And this is where it will show me a big flash up of how this works. Ascend, descend, fire guns, lock on target, missiles, there we go.
It's time for Death from Above, as Ratchet takes on the Hover Ship Challenge. Our flyboy has a limited time to destroy every enemy in the zone. Those of you seated in the bleachers, get ready to duck and cover.
I will say, aiming, not great. But one of the main things in the series, what is this? Essentially, one of the main selling points of the game, the vehicle sections actually feel kind of bad. They don't I think I play all right. I wouldn't say these games are mindless, but I am used to the level of chaos that the Ratchet games like to throw at people. They aren't as, like, say, crazy as something like, you know, Ultra Kill or the modern Doom games can be, of all bloody things. But they are a lot faster than you'd expect from ultimately a game built for children.
Oh man, these guys are hot. Did you feel that, Juanita?
I keep saying, I still love how he says Juanita. Because he says it in the nicest possible way, like a right bell end. The way he says it feels almost kind of mocking. And I think that's kind of the why I find it so funny. Because it's like, it's Juanita. Or he's never, ever, ever seen the word... He's only ever seen the word written. And he's just pronouncing it that way. Even though he has seen it. He has heard it. He has heard people say the name. He just says it really weirdly because he's just a bit of an asshole. Then again, he is working for essentially a kidnapping mass murderer. So, you know. Has to be something going on there. Also, I think about it as well. The premise of this one is kind of dark, even compared to some of the the later things that get brought up. Like, legitimately, I think Ratchet and Clank,
Ratchet, you are now able to compete in the Battle Dome
Dark City Arenas.
Make sure you are ready. This will not be easy. Ratchet, keep hacking the security orbs, or the arena walls will collapse on top of you. And watch your back. Dread Zone will send wave after wave of enemies in your direction.
Okay, doable. Okay, so it's just... I need to say something as well, like, it's a mild complaint, and I feel like it makes me feel like this game was maybe made on a bit of a budget, with a bit of a time constraint to it. But there's the seemingly low amount of actual weapons in this game is kind of weird. Actually, I don't think that's even correct, to be honest. Saying low amount of weapons. Let me just mines. Hang on. I've got a really itchy nose, which is annoying. Now this doesn't feel super good to do. This weapon kinda busted. I understand why they have limited the ammunition significantly. this game, this fight is a bit of a dog pile. It's not terrible. The challenge of that one, I'm always a bit. I say it's a bit. The challenge of that one, that's 125 people. Jesus Christ, or robots basically, but not people. It is a challenge, but also not the challenge. It's about trying. The idea of that challenge is supposed to be juggling your what's his name? Your words are hard. Juggling your attention, but because you have the bots, it doesn't.
The arena challenge brings us back to the days of classic arena combat, an old-fashioned arena deathmatch, just like Mom used to make.
I am almost on level 5 of this, which I believe makes it. Does it actually make it anything? No, it doesn't. Is it level 10 that it transforms, or do they never transform? I never remember. But yeah, the bots kind of trivialize that as a thing, because they say, "Oh, but you use the bots to take on the enemies." It's, do I though? Oh, there I have a mine. Impact mod, yay! The impact mod, does the impact mod just mean it does more damage? I can easily check that out, to be honest. There we are. Right, small enemies, I don't even have to bother with. I genuinely don't have to do anything about them. The small enemies, just.
This is what they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita. I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have kids.
Okay.
I see an itty bitty turret. Awesome. Can I blow it up? Pretty please?
I'm trying to figure out who that voice actor is, because they sound very familiar. Actually, now, I think I actually remembered, not what I was talking about, but what I was kind of wanting to segue into a bit. I saw a thing on IGN, because some of you probably would not know. I really like the Ninja Gaiden franchise, or the modern Ninja Gaiden franchise, specifically. The modern the modern game. And they've recently given. Voice acting is really nice. The voice acting is really nice in this game. They've recently given. They announced Ninja Gaiden 4, and they've given the hands-on thing for hands-on to IGN for the actual demo, and they'll go showing it and so saying, "Oh, it's faster. Oh, it can do this, is this." And I was looking at it, and this is entirely from sight, basically essentially, or sight unseen is the best way I can put it. But it's sight unseen is that I'm slightly worried about it, because they got he's so much faster, but the arenas are 3 times the size. Enemies seem quite passive compared to what they are in.
Did you see me out there against that shell shock guy? Yeah, I saw.
God, Ratchet.
Come on, Clank. Can't I just enjoy the moment?
Do you realize how many other heroes they have killed? Here, watch this.
Bloody hell.
And now for a the Fox News Action Update.
The new season of Dread Zone is underway and on pace
Oh,
to break
I'll get back to what I was saying after the cutscene.
This year's contestants include the notorious mafia crime boss known as Ratchet, seen here at his Mokhtar estate.
And to think that other networks actually call him a hero.
It's truly sad, Dallas. Other notable contestants include Ratchet's ruthless robotic accomplice, Clank.
I never did like the look of him, Juanita.
I'm just glad he's off the streets, Dallas. And lucky for us, the Fox All-Star Exterminator crew is headed once again by five-time grand champion Ace Hardlight. Last season, Ace shocked the galaxy by terminating a record 13 contestants, including Captain Starshield, the Brown Ranger, and Mad Monkey McKnight.
Dreadzone's 6 trillion fans are in for some unbelievable action over the coming weeks.
They certainly
I don't even. I think the numbers are being constantly being fudged with.
About Ace Hardlight when I was a kid. He was this famous hero who disappeared.
That must have been someone else. Why would a hero kill other heroes for money?
Not money, Tin Man. Fun.
I do not understand.
You traitor! Do you think this is some kind of game?
That's exactly what it is, Furball. And you're going to be the star of my highlight reel. I'll see you soon, Lombax.
Hey, Ratchet. I know you're busy with the fighting and the jumping and the hurting, but I have a new bot upgrade for you.
Oh, charge routes are a bit weird. Yeah. Shieldling, that's always a good one.
I spent 500 volts for a special edition Captain where he says poo-poo on every other page.
That's weird. But yeah, it's faster, but it's bigger arenas. They say it's the enemies seem very passive. They just seem to be mostly kind of standing around, not doing anything. And then there's oh, you can the upgrade system has been changed, but that was changed so you can rather than having these abilities pretty much from the start of the game, you buy upgrades to get these abilities. And I'm like, part of the charm of Ninja Gaiden was you had everything at your disposal. You just had to learn how to use it, and now it's feel. Oh.
Ready for the speed round. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, no. Now it does. Oh, that was evil. Like, fucked up and evil. They just kind of did that. And went and... Yeah, well... Yeah, it kind of... Yeah, just... It flipped me. It flipped right on top of me, which is... kind of awkward. Granted, I probably shouldn't have stood there. I'm getting a lot of things, even though I feel like I'm barely doing anything. Yeah. But yeah, the enemies are too. Enemies in Ratchet in thing are too so that you the upgrade system kind of feel like it's gating basic mechanics from the original games, because that's just how the game, how the new developers do things, and it's just because it's done by Platinum, and I quite like Platinum. Platinum was for a time sorry, was one of, if not my favorite, like, developer, because they made such amazing games. But well, quality's going a bit downhill nowadays. But points it's they feel like they're making their game with Ninja Gaiden name strapped to it, rather than making Ninja Gaiden. If you kind of if you get me. What's his name? And there's also, because there's in every Ninja Gaiden game there's been these collectibles. So almost every Ninja Gaiden 3, the original, didn't have it because it was ass. The game was, in fact, big, bountiful ass. But the point is,
This creature is clearly much too dangerous to be set free. He must be destroyed.
oh balls, what am I doing? Like the collectibles in, from what they've shown of Ninja Gaiden 4, is you find your way over to it, and then the game throws you into a quick time event to catch the thing. I'm like, why? I don't like quick. I don't hate quick time events conceptually. I hate them when they feel unnecessary. When are quick time events actually necessary? Well, it depends. If you ever played Astra's Wrath, that's where it's necessary. But it just feels like it's a arbitrary. Actually, realised, hilariously, this is important. Hilariously, the best mod for this. Oh, you can't give the Lancers the lightning mod. That's interesting. This is the knock. So what can you give the lightning to? The bombs. Bombs can get lightning. Oh, sorry. Actually, what am I on about? No, the lava is the one I'm on about. I want the lightning for him. Because the lightning makes it just kind of nuke enemies. Oh well, adding AoE to non-AoE attacks is kind of perfect. Yeah, they are. Because the games have always had the machine gun, because this is, but they've had like they was into having like multiple different machine guns. Yep. I should buy the Frostbolt when I get a chance. It's just a case of getting, well, getting a chance, gonna have the money. Because remember, I assume that just freezes, which is understandable. I will absolutely will get onto that eventually. Hang on, that's gonna do that. Then it's gonna do that. It'd be great if I actually jumped. There we are. Oh, hang on. I like how there's the word shield just coating the, just going across the entire thing. There we are. I imagine those are slightly higher health enemies, or versions of the enemies.
Whoa! This announcer is impressed.
He was having a time with it. I'm gonna let that flip. I will say the movement feels a bit slow. Let me just there we are, fusion rifle that. Like genuine, the fusion rifle's damage increases are kind of bonkers me honkers. No escape for you, sir. That got it. Excellent. Oh, received area mod. Useful.
Ratchet has reached the top of the Tower of Power. He may be the first contestant to do so in the history of Dread Zone. Juanita, what do you think about that?
This is where it kind of branches, but also doesn't branch in a weird way.
We now have a new Avenger.
Does that increase my armor?
Fortune selling cigarettes to children. Ratchet went on to pilot a tanker ship for Zexon.
A week later, Ratchet got drunk and crashed his tanker into the ocean world of Aquados. Who can
I love how much of a like over the top hit piece this is.
radioactive waste? Little Coco never had a chance.
How could you? What did little Coco ever do to you?
What?
Al, how can you believe these ridiculous lies?
No. I was just, you know, I mean...
Come on, guys. We need to get out of here before we all wind up dead. What's the plan?
I have been chatting with a tech droid on the operations level. She may be able to provide the blueprints for these deadlock collars.
That's great!
But we must be very careful. Vox has eyes everywhere.
And he's staring at you right now. Oh, actually, I do have enough for the frost mod. I should probably. Like use the rankometer.
Welcome to the Quasar 0115 Gladiator ranking station.
I do kind of love, in a weird way.
I've seen assorted cheeses more dangerous than your combat bots. Bring them back to my shop and I'll give them some upgrades.
I swear to God, if I go back there and it has no upgrades, I will lose my shit. Ah, game. Frost mod this. Let's see what the frost mod is all about. I imagine frost mod is essentially just right. What I will do, mod, I will go over to our dear friend the Obliterator, change you to frost mod, change this thing to that, yeah, there's only there's only like 8 or 9 weapons in the game. Granted, this game is a lot shorter than all the other games in the franchise. Yeah, and yeah, level 10 gets you up to the point of being able to just upgrade or get all can fully configure your thing.
Attention. Your
Yep.
threat point score now allows you to advance to planet Shar.
It's I don't think I'll only go for like an hour, maybe like an hour or so more. I don't know, it's an hour and a bit, or maybe like 50 odd minutes. 50 odd minutes will do. That'll get me up to 3 hours, which is shorter than most people seem to suggest. But I need to build myself up. I feel like there's only certain games I seemingly at the moment can run for like more than 3 hours. And 3 hours might actually just work for me in general. You never know. May just have to do more streams. I remember this level. This was actually in the demo.
Ratchet will have to complete some of Dreadzone's deadliest challenges ever, just to gain entrance into the main temple. But even if he survives that far, no contestant this season has come out of that temple alive. A win today will keep Team Darkstar in the running for a shot at the championship title and Ace Hardlight. The action has begun, folks. The wind is blowing and the snow is falling. This is perfect sauna weather.
Ratchet, hack those security orbs to activate the bridge.
That'll do us. Oh, that's what Shield Link does. Okay, that makes sense. We're all good. We're good. Onto the bot. Oh, that's the first mission. Then again, this, I remember correctly, Planet Shar is a really small map, like an absurdly small map for this game.
Look at the way Ratchet handles the Landstalker. He drives like my grandmother.
Alright, get cranking.
Check out the Shield Link feature. Just press the right directional button to have one bot create a shield around the other one.
Oops, one of his bots just went down. Oh, too bad. It was the cute one, too.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that Juanita is actually a robot too. I don't know why. It seems weird that I would forget that.
Oh, the explosion, the gunfire, the carnage. This is Dreadzone, folks.
The Landstalker has an impressive vertical leaping ability. It can also perform rapid lateral jumps in order to evade enemy fire.
That didn't hit. That's annoying. That feels rough. They start throwing shields on everything there. Whew. Okay. Game. That was weird. Okay, so that's a weird quirk. It feels really slow. Okay, this is a little bit rougher than I expected. This level is kind of evil.
Let's just pray we don't have any more wardrobe malfunctions.
Accident check increased. That's not going to give me what I want though. Okay, that heals me. Excellent. Come on. Please tell me they didn't just nuke me. I believe it gets harder the way it does, purely to kind of pad runtime a bit, because this game feels like it's built for multiplayer. It's one of these games built for the multiplayer suite. The actual story is kind of secondary, which is hilarious because the story is also really, really good. At least from a standpoint of... what kind of standpoint? Because it's very much what... okay. It's what Ratchet & Clank has done before. It likes to... Ratchet & Clank as a series likes to poke fun and just kind of satirize some of the worst aspects of, like, just essentially hilariously kind of weirdly modern life is the fact that it's like just, you know, so the has-been that becomes a sellout. Essentially corporate the psychopath's not the right, but just the complete lack of empathy that the corporate has. You know, the corporations and business heads have for say like just everyone else, because Drek at the start of Drek in 1 is a absolutely, what's the word? It's brilliant. It's just it's why I hate the movie and the game, or the game with the movie as well so much, is the fact that it's
preservation. Future generations will look back at recordings of Dreadzone to see these historic sites blown up in high definition video.
Yeah. Well, that was actually kind of nasty. Ooh.
Run, Ratchet, run!
Oh, that's one. Oh, that's the Hollow Show going up. And the sniper is a weapon. Yeah. I'm out of ammo for that. That's annoying. That'll do us. Realistically, I probably should have done it the other way.
Our contestant is really kicking some proverbial butt. And by proverbial, I mean I don't really know what that means.
It means we're unstoppable.
I also like how the bots make comments as well on what the commentators say. Yeah, the difficulty ramps up somewhat, like, hilariously in this game. Let me just climb on. I do have a grand total of not enough health, not enough ammo. I'm gonna go and go fix that. Mini bomb. Mini bomb's a good one, but I'm gonna get the arbiter. Oh, so if I do it, he also does it. Holy craptacular, that was a lot of shots that did not take out an enemy. Right, well, let me just whoop.
Not bad. But Ace Hardlight would have done it better.
I don't know why I'm doing this of all things, to be honest. I think it's just because I feel like it. Okay. There we are. Lovely jubbly. Salt on the frozen tundra. Still got to do these as well. Oh, they ramp up in points so quickly. Sooner the available weapons to capture the nodes. I don't think that's a limited ammo thing, but
This time, Ratchet is dropped into the thick of the action with no weapons. Whoops! Keep your eyes peeled, though. There are weapon crates placed throughout the zone.
okay, I do need to get that gun. This.
Remember, don't try any of this at home. Go to a friend's house.
Okay. Okay, so you can only have one weapon at a time. Which is not terrible. I can kind of work with this. this. Yeah. That'll do. I'll just swap you out for you. The Hunter Mines. I haven't really used the Hunter Mines all that much, and to be honest, it would probably help, because the Hunter Mines are pretty fucking good. Fusion rifle, okay. Okay, that lower that up. This rifle is. There we go. I do need my bots to stop being dead. It might make life just a little bit easier. There we are. Okay, magma shot going to be useful. Or the magma cannon.
Folks, just a reminder, tomorrow is Kick Your Best Friend in the Pants Day. Free popcorn for everyone who participates.
Oh. Oh, Lord. I am going to quickly... never mind, I'm not. I am going to sit here with a absolute bingo on health. And I don't think what I just got would be enough to help me survive. But luckily that's not necessary. Thank the Lord that went... Shoot to kill, use the Landstalker action to destroy the target's place throughout the area. Arena.
It's time for some maximum vehicular destruction. Drive hard and blast everything in sight.
Okay. Oh, it is to say... Oh, okay. We're definitely getting repeat dialogue, which is... There we are. That wasn't terrible. That was surprisingly easy. I gave them way less dread points. Like a swarmer. The area is full of swarmers. Kill as many as possible with the time limit. Okay.
This next challenge is pure madness. Swarmer madness! Let's see how many enemies Ratchet can destroy before time runs out.
Actually, decision time. Just for this specific challenge.
And that Lombax is terminating with extreme prejudice. It's a good thing we're out of range, Juanita. We are out of range, aren't we?
Genuinely, shotgun with what's his name? Shotgun. Like the electric one is kind of busted, just for the little ones, purely because you fight hit one, it's over, everything is gone. There we are. That solved that one. What was it about? Eliminate all the waves within the time limit. I do need to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise. It's time to kill or be killed in the Annihilator round. Ratchet must survive under relentless attack from wave after wave of lethal enemies.
Okay. It's not going particularly badly.
Oh, this is more fun than a busload of cheerleaders. You don't sell the steak, folks, you sell the sizzle, and Ratchet is hot.
Okay. Okay, Arbiter. The Arbiter is still, like, magnitudes weaker than the rifle. This feels incorrect somehow. Well, wasn't particularly. Genuinely speaking, the first challenge was the hardest. I don't know why the other challenges weren't that hard. It's weird. Try to do to fix something. There we go. What? It's the little ads.
Know that wearing the right pajamas can give you superpowers.
I'm Gamatron. My eyes shoot laser beams. I'm Reactor. I can eat metal. I'm Battlehawk. I can fly.
Oh, I love that part.
Sir, we have the latest sales figures.
And what's the bottom line?
Nobody is buying the new Ace Hardlight merchandise. In fact, sales are down across the board except for fuzzy Lombax ears.
We sell those?
Yes, sir. They're an accessory for the Tiny Tots assault weapons kit.
Well, you've obviously made some sort of idiotic mistake. Report to B level for disintegration. Wait.
Sir?
On your way there, tell the lab to set up a
They
focus test.
absolutely
Find
are.
out why this stuff isn't selling.
I'll get right on that, sir.
That's peculiar. Give me a second. Auxon, which is hilarious because I think Auxon is the former planet of yeah. Why is that in the shadow sector?
Each week, challengers navigate their way through the facility with one goal in mind: destroy it. Dreadzone would like to thank the generous people of planet Auxon for donating a new mining facility every week.
More,
Permission to speak freely? This place stinks.
Ratchet, you have a choice of two different paths. I'm afraid each one is equally dangerous.
Yeah, I'm just about to bloody. Yeah. You know when you hold back a sneeze and it just, well, you have about to sneeze and then you're like, body's like, nah, you're fine. Well, I'm going this way apparently.
Ooh, they chose the path on the right. They're gonna regret that. Run, Ratchet, run!
That'll do us. Yeah, that'll do us. That'll do us. Great. There we are. I will say, and it might be because there's no animation for the upgrade, really, that seems to run longer than it should.
Folks, we're halfway through, and I don't know about you, but I am ready for some more carnage.
Here's me.
Team Darkstar is in rare form tonight.
Okay, sir. Security lock's activated, sir. Ready for your next order.
That'll do us. Let's see the B6 obliterator. Let's see how we can do with this one. That worked, sort of, kind of. I just done just my health. Oh, okay. That was almost really, really bad.
Don't go anywhere. They've only got one force field left.
Where is me bomb? Well, that didn't work out. There we go. That was hilarious and unnecessary. Oh.
In stage 2, our contestant must boost his way up to the second tier and capture 6 control nodes.
Scorpion flail. Don't know how I feel about this one, to be honest. Probably on the obliterator. Okay, that was rough. But like, it doesn't feel like the obliterator does anything really. Okay, that's fun. This is a rough fight, though.
Team Darkstar has taken the first node. Oh, they really did some damage. Not kill me.
Not if I kill you first.
You know, Juanita, there's no need to get personal, huh? We're both professionals. Team Darkstar is making their mark.
What the hell? Oh, that's that ship up there. Okay, this is where things get a bit rough. Oh, so okay, so it's not actually. Okay, okay, I think I get it now. It's not actually.
Don't forget to order that Red Zone home game.
It's actually hilariously, it's not a oh you die, you go back from the beginning. It just resets you to the start.
There goes node number 2.
This is a utterly bizarre weapon.
The number 3 node is down.
Okay, so slight downside of this weapon, it's slow and locks shit in. Okay.
And there goes node number 4. Wow, this action is hot. They say war is hell, Juanita, but where does that leave Dreadzone, huh? Ratchet's got this match on ice, ladies and gentlemen. The juice is cold, and the generic brand X gelatin is definitely jiggling. 5 nodes down.
Okay, I these get rough. Oh, that was definitely some puckering going on there. Oh, surely okay, no problem.
Exploding drill was neat. Who would have thought the highly toxic drill fuel would leak out the back of the factory, endangering countless lives? I did.
What's this? Oh, hack the orbs, okay.
Update. Red Zone fans are getting quite a nose full of toxic vapors. Talk about allergies. Better hurry, Team Darkstar. That toxic fuel is causing quite a stink on the other side of that factory.
Ratchet, you will have to enter the factory and disable the force fields to get to the other side.
Showtime!
I'll hack these orbs while you hold them up, sir.
I think genuinely that the little electric is a little busted.
You know, sometimes I think I could have taken that job on Annihilation Nation. They've got a great demo plan. This is what they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita. I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have kids.
Okay, I am definitely in that point where have you ever had that when you play video games where your vision just kind of goes a bit lopsided for a bit? It's like, I've been too long staring at this bloody screen, haven't I?
I can't bear to look. Yes, I can.
Juanita.
Okay, enough with the kiddie stuff. Let's get some real enemies in there.
Come on. I think it's a slight problem, an issue I have with this game. And so it's only slight issue I have with this game is that the game is.
Oh my goodness, look at that! Hundreds of Dreadzone fans on the verge of obliteration. I can barely watch. What can Ratchet do to avert this
Is
disaster?
it the arenas or the missions become?
We'll need the Landstalker's firepower to break.
He's done it! He's freed one of the ships, but can he save the rest? Interesting fact, folks. Dread Zone started out with 2 guys fighting over a breakfast burrito, and the rest is history.
That's one of the ship down.
I wonder if the Landstalkers stick or auto. The crowd is on the edge of their seats. I tell you, nothing gets an audience's attention like the certain knowledge that they're all about to die.
I love. I see. I think about it again. I keep saying this. I do love the villain of this because he is hilariously a villain. It's probably in the same vein, but it's similar to a villain that was done for No More Heroes, or No More Heroes: Travis Strikes Back.
Mackerel, what a finish! That little Lombax never ceases to amaze me.
I might just be able to get the last.
You have qualified for the Crusader tournament.
It's not Swarm of Madness and the Labyrinth of Death. I should just get this done mostly.
Folks, we've added a special twist to the assault mode. Our contestant will only have access to weapons placed in the battle course. Good luck.
This is going well.
Ratchet has reached the halfway point. He's really tearing it up out there, folks.
Is it the halfway point? Okay.
I think explosions are pretty. Will the person driving a mint green Man Ray 5 please report to security? You're parked in my space.
I still love that. Also, actually, now I've thought about it. No, speaking of, what's his name? Speaking of Mad World and the commentators there, I have recently got myself a Nintendo Wii. Meaning I can now, in fact, just do that. Scoring with the blog. High score target shooting of the Landstalker. Okay. This is relatively easy.
Oh, it's time to play Bargain Turkey Shoot. This challenge tests our contestants' speed and accuracy.
Come on.
This creature is clearly much too dangerous to be set free. He must be destroyed.
There we are. This is a rough one. Okay, that wasn't good. It's because I really fucked that up. I really fucked that up. I can do this, no problem.
Whoa! This announcer is impressed.
I am really focused on this one. Ooh.
All right, let's go to the scoreboard and see how well our contestants did.
Okay, that was rough. But that, I think, will actually be the end of this stream. I'll turn to the containment suite, and then after that I will pull... I think that this should be... I should be done next week.
In a world where dreams come bigger than life and passions run wild in the streets.
Baby,
I'm not your baby.
One psychotic killing machine dared to reach for the stars. This holiday season, Pox Entertainment brings you the heartwarming true story of one exterminator's rise to glory. From lowly beginnings as a high school math teacher.
But baby, I'm giving these kids the gift of learning.
You're pathetic. Get out of my sight.
To spectacular success as a homicidal sports superstar.
We're rich. I love Reactor. I was always there for you.
Share the dream. Live the legend of Reactor.
I love these stories. They are so good.
Hey, Ratchet.
Options. I'm going to save. And then we're going to find someone to raid. But you've just come back as a finish, to be honest. Which is slightly unfortunate. 3 hours 20. That's actually not that bad, all told. Let me flip over to Thingamy. Who is there to Radedo? You know what? I know who I'm going to raid. I'm going to throw you at her. Let's go over here. Keep typing that in, right? Roku. Abso-fucking-lutely. Let's just go in there, see what we got going on. And then, yeah. She just come back from I think it's like a clown front, as she calls it, because she's a clown in more ways than one. But she's great. She's probably one of the first VTubers I subscribed to, if I remember correctly. But anyway, Thursday and Saturday I'm doing the Next Fest demos because I kind of want to play a lot of them because upcoming games kind of cool. Need more of them. Let's see what's going on with that. But until then, I will see you to Thursday. Ta-ra.